Karibuni. Welcome to the journey. And last time we were here again with our friends, our institution minister, our mother. Yeah, she's a mother to many. She's a sister to many. She's a mentor to many. And we from the journey, from her journey, we saw in the after service, being born in church, being raised, and now continuing with the ministry. And today we are here again, and we want to continue with this journey. And we know in this journey she has interacted with many. What and karibu sana. Sorry, my manners. Welcome to the show again. And yeah. And I want us to start with the interaction with the students. Has it been helpful or has it been impactful in your ministry?
To them or to me?
To both. Even to the world.
I would say so. But to be honest, the impact, we can never fully tell this side of eternity. And you never know. There's a time, years before I became a chaplain, I asked God why I wasn't seeing change. And he reminded me words in Philippians 2:15, that my work is to be blameless and innocent, and to be his child in the midst of a crooked and twisted generation, amongst whom I shine as light in the world. And he reminded me my work was not to sit and wait for impact. He will do it in his own way, his own time. But I've experienced some of it in many ways. Some have brought me their results, improving. Some have changed their countenance, more joy, more peace. And of course, knowing that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, whether I'm seeing results or not, gives me joy and peace. And we'll see. The Lord will still glorify himself.
So. Okay. I want to ask this question. We want to ask this question on behalf of other people who have this kind of question out there. We say we are older than these people. They have not passed through more than what we have gone through. Can you concur with that?
No. I think it's a bad assumption to want to compare everything to ourselves. And, well, that's the way we grow up. You know, my mother, my father, my car, my house, we want to own everything. And honestly and innocently so, we see the world from our own viewpoint. So, it is something that I hear a lot. What if you were born when us people had to walk to school? My friend, if you walk to school, we appreciate that, but our experiences are different. So I avoid comparing pains and joys, because in as much as we may have all lost a parent, or even the same gender of a parent, your experience and someone else's or mine will be different. So everyone has their own experiences, and I'll be very honest, some of these young people have gone through so much. There's even one I asked, what haven't you been through? Because the usual list, she'd been through that and worse. You know, she'd been through so much, I even had to ask, what haven't you been through? So yes, they've been through a lot, and everyone's pain is valid. If no one has ever told you that, your pain is real, it's valid, your experiences are important, and nobody may understand because they are looking at life from their perspective, not yours. So never look down upon yourself, and don't expect people to understand you fully.
Well, to all the people out there who think they are stronger than us, maybe they have passed through more than us. Some of us, if we open up, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. And in parents, some parents have taken part in torturing their parents on inflicting pain, either physical, emotional, or spiritual pain.
to the children.
Yeah, to the children. We are dealing mostly in your ministry. We are dealing with young people.
Yes.
With young people. The only grown-ups we have is maybe some of the volunteers and the teachers.
And the parents have interacted with some.
Yeah.
And they've also been through a lot. So yes. Yeah.
So, what can you tell a parent that maybe have caused pain, knowingly or unknowingly, to the student, or to these people, or to this young fella?
First of all, as I've just said a few minutes ago, please don't compare you and your child. You know, in my time, we never used to answer to our parents. If you had only been, we agree, that was then. It was painful. What was done was not right. But parents, please hear us out as your children. Even when disciplining, we're okay with discipline. That's what our learners, whether the smaller pupils or the bigger students, tell me. Discipline is a must, na niwe mzazi tunakubali. But please do not discipline me in front of my other siblings that iwe funzo kwao na kwangu. It won't, you may be trying to teach us a lesson, but it gets lost. Because I don't feel the lesson, I feel the embarrassment. So parents, when you're trying to discipline, and please do it in isolation, do it in a way that will build, not tear down that child. But before you do, you need to heal from your own woundedness. If you don't, you end up bleeding on the wrong person. And none of us goes through life unscarred. We always get injured in one way or another. So parents, you wouldn't want your child to compare you with other parents. We agree. But neither do any of your children, assuming you may have more than one. Even being told, why can't you be like your sister, why can't you be like your brother, why can't you be like cousin so-and-so, or so-and-so, or brother so-and-so, of the neighbor, of the cousin, of the who. Those relationships, but they don't even build us in any way. So just deal with your child as your child, whether you have one or many, and get to hear their point of view, because sometimes it's just the way they're expressing themselves. And if they have anger, first realize there's an issue there. And also, just take your time. But also remember, for you to get there, understand your own woundedness, so that we may break a generational issue. Whether it was something that has been in your family for generations, it doesn't have to go on. Let's have something enriching that we will pass down to our children. If we've made that mistake before, we are sorry, but today is a day we can make a difference.
Wow, wow, wow. In a school setup, we must have the teachers on board, the students on board, and the parents on board. And we are privileged to have the church on board on this matter. So what advice can you give to all those four fields in order for us to run the school well?
Yeah, and within the school, the board also comes on board with representatives from all those fields that we've been told about. So for me, it's quite simple. Start out where you are with what you've got, because every school has its own way of doing things. Of course, we know we are here to learn, but some schools do it, place more emphasis on certain things. So when we all come together and then realize some of our learners, from wherever they're coming from, there's a lot of pain. It's not that these learners are not brilliant, they are. But we need to get to the root cause sometimes of what is ailing them. And also reminding them that they can rise above this pain. So from the church, that's partially why there's a chaplain. Not just for spiritual programs, which we do, also for counseling, whether one-on-one or groups, as we mentioned, and also getting other people on board as need arises. So we can all work together. First of all, to our learners, remember your parents are human. They do not understand everything. Their viewpoint is also different. They were not born in this day and age, and of course they will look at life differently. Whether to all of the people we've mentioned, We all, as I had said, have to heal from whatever may be hurting us, and remembering that the longer we carry this pain, it's not undoing the past. It's just ruining today and the future. So decide whatever happened may have happened. Today we can start a new chapter, and you want to progress on well without being bogged down and, drained by whatever it is that life has already thrown at you. And as someone said, if it's lemons, make lemonade and take it. So for me, if it's life, whatever is not worthwhile, don't store it in your heart. I love telling our learners this way. If someone presented you with feces, feces is something ugly. No matter how they do it, nicely, politely, rudely, you don't ingest it. In fact, you get disgusted and you get away from it. So why ingest emotional feces? Why do you place the pain in your heart and in your mind? Why don't you just leave it and purpose to just do that which is wholesome and enriching your life? And yes, if there's any pain that was caused, heal from that, so that we are now breaking whatever bondage, whatever patterns that were not helpful, that we may rise above and beyond. And if it's something the parents said, who may have also been told by their parent or someone else, remember that a curse without a cause does not align. Proverbs 26 verse 2. And even then, in Galatians 3 verse 13 and 14, Christ became a curse so that he may remove the curse of the law from our lives, and that he may enrich us, whether we are male, female, young and old, or whatever we are. We become heirs according to the promise. We can see that in verse 28 and 29 of Galatians 3 as well. So please, it's not all lost. We can still make this. And with that, even I have seen grades improve, marks are added. The whole person is just more grateful. So there's a lot we can do within ourselves and even beyond. So we cannot afford to give up now. Even when God is not doing what we want, because others are wounded when they think of God because they prayed, God did not do. Remember, he may not work in the way you want, but he still has a good and wonderful plan if we trust him and if we work according to his will. So there's a lot we can do. There's a lot we have done. There's a lot we will do. But above and beyond all that, we remain in God's will, and we do it in his way, trusting in him, going beyond whatever put us down, healing and helping others and ourselves as well all the time.
Thank you. If the body has different parts, and we must operate where necessary. The feet must walk, the hands must wave and carry things around. So we can't just release all the work to the legs, because they can't. And basically, even in the school setup, if I understand, everyone has to play their part. The teachers to teach, the learners to learn, the parents to support this learning system, and we will work together. I've been your host, Kevin Kamoyo. Have a blessed time. Woohoo!
That's what. Look at it, disconnect.
Disconnect,